All right. So this is where we left off. We're still on Monday, June 10. And look here, we end up receiving from Hallie Bros, right? We end up receiving our coffee brewer and coffee grinder. Now, for this occasion here, we got invoice number 351. We also have the opportunity that they gave us some terms, right? If we pay within 15 days, we could take a 1% discount. If not, the bill is due 30 days. Excuse me. So here, right, we got the coffee brewer and coffee grinder. Okay, so one of them, one coffee brewer costs $2,266. And of course, one commercial grinder is going to cost me $1,249.95. So therefore, in grand total, we have $3,515.95. Okay, and of course, we are subject to tax of $290.07. So our grand total here is $3,806.02. And of course, our lovely 1/3 down payment kicked in to for that 1171.87. So now this bill is now remaining to be a total at $206,634.15. So that's a lot of things that we have here. Now, first things first is, how are we going to journalize this transaction? So let's go to, since I'm already on my purchase orders, right? I can at least recognize that I obtained this coffee brewer and coffee grinder, right? It was invoice number 351. Okay, so let's go to our journal, right? What did we buy?
The brewer and grinder.
Okay, so let's take a look. Do I have a coffee brewer and a coffee grinder in my accounts, in my chart of accounts?
Yes.
Yes, we do. We got 1510 and we got 1520. Okay, so at least that's the first thing I can recognize here is on June 10, I received my coffee brewer and coffee grinder. Now, in this case, what I want you to do here is, before I go ahead and tell you to put the coffee brewer and the coffee grinder in those respective accounts, right? I want you to, because I'm the accountant, I'm going to tell you, put it into miscellaneous expense. Okay? Why? Well, in this case, right, we still have to do some work on the foundation. So here is what it says down here, where once we receive the coffee brewer, okay, and the coffee grinder, additional work needs to be completed on the coffee grinder before it can be placed into service. Okay, so that means there needs to be a foundation that needs to be reinforced, and there needs electrical work to be done to be able to plug in the coffee grinder. So in this case, what I want you to do is, I want you to shove everything into the miscellaneous expense account. Okay? Why? I tell you to do it. I'm the accountant, you're the bookkeeper, so do it. Okay? So in this case, right, my miscellaneous expense account is going to be account number 19990, okay? All right, because in this case, I just want you to put it there for now, and then when we figure out what everything is done, so, in case there needs to be something, I'll tell you when to remove each item out of the miscellaneous expense account. But in this case, just put it in there for now, and we'll deal with it when the time comes. So in this case, 1990 is going to be miscellaneous suspense. Okay? Okay? Count number 1990. All right? And what else do we need to make a note here? Well, in this case, we had a down payment, right? So that's going to have us apply the down payment to the bill, just like the previous situation, right? And of course, I'm not going to pay this now. I'm going to for surely take advantage of those extra days to make the payment later, just because the bill's $2,000. I only have $6,000 in my bank account. So right now, I kind of need that time to make sure I buy everything that I need to buy first and then make my payments later on. Okay? So there you go, accounts payable. So 18,600 and 20,000. So in this case, right, my payment was 1171.87, and my billing amount, right, was the amount that I owe was $2,634.15. Okay, so that means the total amount that I'm going to be putting into my miscellaneous expense is going to be $3,806.02, right? You're going to add those two numbers together, and we're going to shove it all into my miscellaneous expense account. Now, of course, we need to figure out how much our coffee brewer and coffee grinder is in this case. So then when we do have a future possibility to separate our accounts, right? Where does the amount of money go? Where does this and XYZ, okay? I'm going to have you guys do that in your, you could do in your journal, right? But I'm going to probably put it into my actual bill. So for my subsidy ledger, I'm going to go ahead and put that information down there. But I will eventually have to calculate that. So at least on the note on the side here, let's talk about what items I have. So again, I have another coffee brewer. Okay, and I have the coffee grinder. Okay, so my coffee brewer right now is outstanding at 2266, and my coffee grinder is 1249.95. Okay, we're going to distribute the tax of the 297 cents here. So tax is going to be this times 0.0825. This is also going to be times 0.825. So there you go. So if you do your totals here for your bill, okay, I know it's very small, but that's okay. Just bear with me. So at least we know that the total amount is $3,515.95, which was what we quoted for, right? The tax is going to be for the total of the $290.66. So in this case, I need to figure out which one am I going to be splitting the penny on, or in this case, right, which one am I going to increase? So if we have 0.945 cents and 0.121 cents. So this is obviously going to be 103.12 for the tax. And this one's going to be 186.95. 186.95 because it's 4.5. So there you go. Now we have that penny figured out, right? 290.07. So in this case, my totals here, as of right now, for my coffee brewer is $2,452.95. And then we have the coffee brewer or grinder at $1,353.07. So that's just numbers I'm going to put on the side because we will figure out what those are the amounts that are totaling up our bill right now. Okay, the down payment does not tell you that you have a part of the item. Okay, the down payment is just going against your bill on what you owe. So in this case, my grand total that I owe is going to be the $3,806.02 worth of items. Okay. So now that I figured out those costs, right, I can go ahead and continue and proceed with my billing information. So again, who did I receive this bill from? This is from Hallie Bros. Okay. Invoice number 351, right? We were given terms of 1%, right? 15 net 30. And if you want to make a note here that says coffee brewer and coffee grinder, it's up to you in this case. That's good enough. Okay. All right. So now that I have my journal done, right, and I know that you have foundation and electrical work that needs to be done on the grinder, so we'll hold on to those items in the miscellaneous suspense until we're ready to move them out. Okay. So go ahead and enter all this information in your ledger, starting with the first one, your miscellaneous suspense. So this is your first entry in this account. Okay. You could go ahead and say coffee brewer. Okay. For the total of the $2,452.95, okay, plus the grinder at a total of $1,353.07, okay, and my post reference is General Journal 3. We're still on the third journal, okay. And of course, you can have your debit to be the 380602. So 380602. Okay. I'm going to double confirm that. 24529595 plus 135307. Okay. 380602, right? And you got a debit on that side as well. Okay, so that's my miscellaneous suspense account. In this case, it's where I don't know where to put it, right? We can't put it in the coffee brewer and coffee grinder because they're just not ready yet. They're not complete yet. So in this case, I'm just putting it in a random account to let us know that we acquired an asset, but it's not ready for service yet. Okay, so that's that right there. Okay. We also need to redeem my prepaid account because we already, we're going to redeem it. Okay, so I'm going to make a note saying that I am going to apply down payment on invoice number 351. Okay, General Journal 3 here, and we're going to credit for the $1171.87, which is going to bring my account balance back down to $6,654.17. Okay. And of course, let's see, last account that we have here is we have a liability because we chose to owe this company some money, right? Invoice number 351, General Journal 3, and we are increasing our liabilities again by $2,634.15. So now, once again, I finally brought up my accounts payable back up to now $11,863.90. So again, more amounts that I owe, and I only have $6,000 left in my checking account. So, again, I am owing too much money and I don't have enough money to pay for it. All right? So that's that there. We finished the journal. We finished the ledger. Okay, so now I need to update my subsidiary ledger. So in this case, we purchased from Hallie Bros. Okay, Hallie Bros. There you go, Hallie Bros. Right? This is where I'm going to say it is now the 10th. Right? We received coffee brewer and coffee grinder. Right? We can also put in parentheses, we applied the down payment. We applied 1/3 down payment. Okay. So, what was the invoice number? 351. General Journal 3. Terms. This time, we were given terms of a 1% 15 net 30. Okay? So that means we can take advantage of an opportunity to take a discount. So in this case, when is my discount due date? I have 15 days that I can pay. So when is my discount due date? When's the last day that I can pay to receive the discount? June 25, okay? And then if not, the entire bill is due in 30 days. So in this case, when is my payment for the coffee brewer, coffee grinder actually due? Right? On July 10. Okay? So once again, same thing's going to go. We're going to apply our prepaid. The original bill, right, was marked that it was $3,806.02. 380602. And therefore, if you had your formula in here, it should show that you now owe $2,634.15, which is true. This bill does state that I owe that amount. Okay, and it does also state I had a down payment, and it did state what my original amount was due. Okay, so in this case, I've completed my journal, I completed my ledger, I completed my subsidiary ledger. Now, all I have left to do is nothing. That's it. Okay? All I have to do is just keep waiting on to see what happens to the next set of transactions before I can continue moving things out from the actual account. Okay? Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. So, let's see what happened here. That very same day, I end up receiving another bill from Valley Delivery Services. Okay? And it says right here that what happened here? I got term COD. All right? And what do I have here? I had to pay the delivery service guy to ship the coffee brewer and coffee grinder to my store. And they charged me a whopping $350. Okay? So in this case, right? What does COD mean?
Cash on delivery?
Cash on delivery. That means Hallie Bros had to pay a third-party vendor to ship these items to me, and guess who's paying it? We are. right? So we're going to pay for the shipping costs separately than the actual bill from Halle Bros because they hired somebody to ship the items for us. Okay? So in this case, right, the shipment delivery for one coffee brewer and one coffee grinder gave us a total of $350. Now in this case, let's assume that the weight of the coffee brewer and the weight of the coffee grinder are going to probably be the same, right? They're about roughly the same in, size and in weight. So what I'm going to tell you here is let's go ahead and split the shipping cost 50-50 to the coffee brewer and 50% to the coffee grinder. Okay? So right now, I'm going to ask you this. Where is my coffee brewer and coffee grinder? What account did I place them in?
Miscellaneous.
They're in right now, they're currently in miscellaneous expense. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tack on this $350 to my miscellaneous expense account because that's where my coffee brewer and coffee grinder currently is in. Okay? So in this case, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to add my shipping cost to my miscellaneous expense account. Okay? Now, since it's COD, what does that tell me? How did I pay for this? How did I pay this shipping on COD? Cash, but do we actually have a cash account? No, so what are we going to write instead? We're going to write a check. So in this case, another check I have to write out to Valerie Delivery Services. Okay, so it's going to be check number 111, I think, 110, whichever number we're on. Okay, so in this case, the money is going to come out of our checking account. Now, of course, you wouldn't be giving this company $350, right? You'd most likely cut a check because it's definitely over the value of $100, right? You wouldn't be carrying $500 in your pocket. Okay, so miscellaneous expense again is $19.90. Okay, and 10100 is our checking account, and we're gonna pay a total of $350. Okay, so once again, let's go ahead and cut our check. Right, so we're on check number 1511 here. All right, we're writing a check for $350 to Valley Delivery Services. Okay, so we cut check number 1511. So that's all I need in this information is I dealt with Valley Delivery Services. Okay. They billed me with an invoice number 301. Okay. And I paid that using a check number 1511. Okay. And of course, another thing I should add on here too is this bill was COD. It was a cash on delivery charge. Okay. All right. Now that I have that there, let's go ahead and pop the information into our ledger accordingly. Okay. First things first is Valerie Delivery, miscellaneous suspense account. Right, here we are down at the bottom. Right, 610. We're going to go ahead and say delivery or shipping cost for brewer and grinder. Okay. We're still on the third journal, and it was for $350. So let's do that equation again. We're going to take our previous balance of $3,806.02. We're going to add our debits of the $350, and we're going to subtract our credits of the empty space here on the left. Okay? So that should give us a grand total of $41.56 and 2 cents. Okay. Right. And of course, we cut a check. So therefore, I need to update my checking account because now I have another $100 check that I wrote out. Okay, so check number 1511. General Journal 3, we're still on the third journal for another $100. So that's going to drop my account from 6,102 to 6,002. Okay. And again, we reached the bottom of our third page here. Okay. So now that I did my journal and I also did my ledger, I now need to complete my subsidiary ledger because now, even though this has nothing to do with Hallie Bros itself, we still wrote a check out to a vendor, right? Because for instances, any reason that the vendor decides to say you didn't pay us or things like that, you have the invoice number, you have the tracking record that you made a payment, right? Proof that you made a payment by having your check number. So in this case, yes.
For the amount that you put into for the check 511,
Mm-hmm.
was it 100 or was it supposed to be the 530?
What did I put? Let's see. For my ledger. Oh, I put 100. Oh, you're right. 350, huh? Okay, so 350 should bring you from 610 to 5. Hold on, let me go down here to check to make sure I did that as well in my miscellaneous. Oh, where's my miscellaneous? Okay. Miscellaneous, I put 350. Okay, so 350 here, and then I wrote my check out for 350 up here. Thank you. Okay. There you go. 350. So that should reduce your account definitely significantly. Not by $100, by $350. Okay. So subsidiary ledger, right? Making sure that you have your Valerie delivery services, date 6/10, right? Your notes here could be delivered brewer and grinder. Okay. Invoice number 301. Okay. Post reference, we're still on the third journal. Terms is going to be COD. Okay. Cash on delivery. So therefore, right, I had an invoice amount for $350, and of course, I made a payment for $350. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add to my note that I also paid using check number 1511. Okay? So if you run your formula once again, you should have a 0 owing to Valley Delivery Services. So once again, for any reason that they end up backing up and saying they're trying to keep their records aligned as well, you have proof that a transaction has occurred by the invoice that they billed you with, and of course, your payment with your check, right? In this case, this proves that I did pay Valerie Services and that I did receive my coffee brewer and coffee grinder. Okay. Right? So we have here, it's going to be our last, let's see. All right, so let's go ahead. So now it tells us here that, okay, your coffee brewer is ready to go. Okay, we're going to remove it from our miscellaneous expense account because in this case, my coffee brewer, right, we already have everything set up for it. We only need to do fixtures to our coffee grinder only. So in this case, I am done with my coffee brewer because I have everything I need, right? I have the price of what the coffee brewer cost me with the tax and as well as the shipping. So in this case, right, I can safely remove the amount out from my coffee, from the miscellaneous expense account and into my coffee brewer account. So in this case, right, we did check our chart of accounts. We did have a coffee brewer account, right? Right. We also acquired a coffee brewer in the very beginning of when we acquired the business. So we do know that it exists at least, okay? All right, and that account number is going to be account number, I think it was 1510 was my coffee brewer. Okay. So it is 610, right? We got the coffee brewer account. And we're going to take and remove this out from my miscellaneous expense account. Because now I'm doing an internal transaction. I'm moving from one account to another. Right? That's all I'm simply doing. Now in this case, how much am I actually going to be removing from my miscellaneous expense? Well, let's take a look at my ledger account, okay? If the fact that my coffee brewer, right, cost me a total of $2,452.95, and of course, in my notes here, right, I said that you need to split the shipping 50-50 because they're probably both worth right now, or they're both heavy. They're exactly the same weight. So in this case, right, I want you to split this $350 in half to split the shipping to the coffee brewer and the other to the coffee grinder. So in this case, right, if I have that idea, right, that my coffee brewer right now is $24.52.95, and I'm going to split my 350 in half, okay? That's going to give me $175 for each item for my shipping, okay? So then that's going to give me a grand total of $2,627.95 is going to be my actual total coffee brewer. So that is the amount that I am going to remove from my miscellaneous expense account because that is what my coffee brewer is worth. Right? It's worth $2,627.95. Okay? So that's exactly what I'm going to do, right? So now that I remove this amount from this account, my note here is going to say to remove coffee brewer out from miscellaneous suspense account. Okay? Straightforward. That's all we're doing. We're just moving it out. Right? And we're acknowledging that I have my coffee brewer. Okay? So that's what I'm going to do here. Now that I made my note, let's go ahead and update my ledger. So if I'm going to be removing this, okay, so in this case, I'm already in my miscellaneous suspense account and I want to watch it get removed. So in this case, I'm going to remove coffee brewer, okay? We're still on General Journal 3, and we're going to remove it for the total amount of $2,627.95. Okay? So that's going to give me a remainder of $1,528.07, and that's my coffee grinder, right? That is what it's currently worth now because I've already taken out my coffee brewer. So that means all I have left in my account is my coffee grinder. Okay? So if I'm going to remove that, right, I'm going to go ahead and add that into my coffee brewer account. Okay, so here it is. Now what I want you to do here is I want you to associate this as my coffee brewer number 2. Okay? Coffee brewer number 2. And of course, if you want to put in all the information in regards to what this entailed, right? Such as how much was my coffee brewer, how much was the tax, how much was the shipping. Here you go. I already figured out the numbers for you right here. So the coffee brewer itself originally cost me $2,266 plus 8.25% tax, which gave you a total of $186.95, okay, plus $175 shipping, okay, which resulted into why your coffee brewer is $2,627.95. So again, you have coffee brewer number 1, which was $1,900, which we acquired in our very first steps of buying a business. Okay? And then we decided to purchase a second one just because if we're going to be opening up for shop, right, we need to be able to have multiple coffees and multiple brewers to be able to brew all the coffee we need. Okay? Maybe we need one for the regular coffee and we need one for the supreme coffee. So in this case, that's exactly what we're doing here. So now I made my second purchase of my coffee brewer, right? It cost me $2,627.95. So in grand total, right? So in grand total, that is exactly what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tally up my grand totals of coffee brewers to get a total of $4,527.95 worth of coffee brewers. Okay. All right. Any questions so far? Okay. Question to you, okay? Is there any reason we need to use our subsidiary ledger? Do we need to use our subsidiary ledger for this transaction? Any guesses? Yes or no?
Yes.
Why? Okay. Why? Did we need somebody to help us move from my miscellaneous suspense account to my coffee brewer account? In this case, no. We don't need anybody to help us move from one account to another. This is going to be considered an internal transaction, okay? Where nobody was involved. A customer was not involved, a vendor was not involved to move from one account to another account. That is an internal transaction. Nobody was involved. So in this case, not even an employee was involved, right? Of course, an employee would be involved if they're physically moving from, your inventory warehouse to the front of the office, right? But in this case, I'm talking about account wise, right? We're removing from one account to another. There's no need for a third party to be involved in this transaction. So no subsidiary ledger is necessary for this transaction. Okay? All right. And let's see what else happened here. We also end up hiring LV Remodeling once again to remodel the foundation that is necessary for our coffee grinder. Do we need to record this transaction?
Nope.
No, because all we did was simply hire them. They did not bill us, they did not quote us, they didn't do anything. All we did was just hire them, right? We don't even know when they're going to get the job done. So in this case, that's all we simply did was just hire the LV Remodeling Company to do the foundation, okay? And this is where I'm going to stop here. We're going to stop here. So that means tomorrow we're going to finally start up Tuesday, June 11th, and see what the other transactions are going to be. So other than that, if there are no extra questions, okay, this is where I'm going to stop here today.